can't tell you how much. Shut up! Thank you! Sorry, my dog. Because he's in my room today. If you hear anything from him, I apologize. He is very loud. Anyway, as I was saying, I know you guys are probably tired of these tuning streams. I know how boring these can get, especially if you subscribe to me for Nintendogs kind of thing. But I'm telling you right now, it's way more enjoyable for me to set up an Ace Attorney live stream and be able to play through it rather than just randomly setting up Nintendogs and not knowing what to do, if you know what I'm trying to say. I think I said the same thing in yesterday's stream, but I can't honestly be sure. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue on with part 2, which is the middle of the case we were playing yesterday, Turnabout Reminiscence. And I'm going to turn my volume down a little bit because it was a little loud yesterday. As I was looking over the stream, I noticed it was a little loud, so. Guess what, guys? I have water today. I am not going to be dying halfway through. Just a second. I am waiting on Google Plus to load. Whatever. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the 𝙬𝙁 Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Huh, looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. Yep, and we know it. And I'm playing this case in a couple of weeks. How weird is that? Dude, would you guys want me to someday play at least the trilogy plus investigations in the order it's supposed to be played in? Because that would be so cool. Of course, I've already played a few cases, so I wouldn't do those again. But like if I were to do like a playlist of all of them and put them in order, you guys want that? I think I'd appreciate it. I think that'd be really cool. Anyway, I think I read this, but I'm reading it again anyway. Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the 𝙬𝙁 Embassy, a staff member, and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow weary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Wow, how rude. He's like, oh, I'll consider it. I don't know if I'll come, but I'll consider it. Yeah, okay. Understandable, though. Okay, understandable. Have a nice day. Sorry. I forgot I could put in slates. Oops, I don't know what that did. Never mind, take that out. Don't know what that was. Hang on. Okay. I have that one ready. I don't know what that slate thing does. I'm not gonna worry about it. I took it out, so hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and advertise the stream. Faraday, Mr. Rel. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Wow, okay. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? You silenced him. Good job. I'm sorry. Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is really a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then, you're allowing us to continue. In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as the first white prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to the I'm not disturbed, save for the results of the competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Ow! I just cracked my neck. That hurt. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. Oh boy. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Okay. Talk to her. Ms. Yu. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Franziska von Karma, and I am about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. Hi! In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have but a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows scrunched at the lines on your forehead. And that's to ask of you. What exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. Oof! Burn. I feel so much better now. Or I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad? Why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. So, I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in the charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Ms. Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. Hang on. Water break. Thank God it was just silence, though. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Grabbing a pillow and laying on because my arms hurt already. Rug burn, yay! Oh, my door isn't shut all the way. Oh well. Speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the 𝙬𝙬𝘴 made a move. I know, right? It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. You did mention that he is in charge of the 𝙬𝙬𝘴 investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the 𝙬𝙬𝘴 in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Bell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. Water break. Oh, ow. Hi, Nintendogs Angel. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody, when she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I know, his faces are priceless, and I love them. Anyway, I see. Can you see why so many people have a pet in their game with this personas? Because I can. Anyways, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the 𝙬𝙬𝘴, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the 𝙬𝙬𝘴 that had made off with the evidence from KG-8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the 𝙬𝙬𝘴. He had just made that up. He made it up. Mr. Rail's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there is no footage of him sneaking into the European embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real 𝙎𝙁𝘗, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. Yes, she does. I know this. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. I don't believe it! You're serious! Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Nedgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Oops. Crap. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Earl was to be his lawyer. Yes. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Ms. Yu, I was wondering if you could tell me about the 𝙎𝙁𝘗. The 𝙎𝙁𝘗, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself. No, I was gonna say something, but then I realized it's spoilers, so I can't do it. But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The 𝙎𝙁𝘗 isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then. Perhaps the 𝙎𝙁𝘗 is in the business of stealing people's lives? No. Oops, spoilers. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Grr. Franziska, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, we may be saved by... There. I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. I hope you do, because this series is literally the best. Like, especially, like, I mean, the anime doesn't go too far into, like a lot of the story, but believe me, you're gonna be hooked on it, like, instantly, so you're gonna want more. So, like, the games are so, like, just, they're amazing. Anyway, what is wrong with this woman? These two women. Why does my pain give them delight? And, so in the end, what is the 𝙎𝙁𝘗? I have to say, I had never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The 𝙎𝙁𝘗 deals in information, namely, in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The 𝙎𝙁𝘗 is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way, too. But either way... Yeah! Either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief. Sounds like Ms. Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Ms. Yu. I'm gonna pull my computer around the other side. It's a little... Ooh, my DS is going to get unplugged. Okay, got it. There's a lot of cords in my room right now, and they're all by each other. I've got one for my DS because it needs to charge. I've got one for my computer, and I've got one for my phone, and it's all plugged in one spot, and there's a lot of cords, and it's confusing, and... Oh boy. Okay. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Youch! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. My voice just did something really weird. I'm confused. Woo! Water. That's healthy. I'm being a good example. Anyway. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so even had you not requested me to, Detective. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? What exactly did you do to make him so angry? Oh no. My mom warned me about this. There's a freaking thunderstorm now. Fantastic! Ow! I bit my lip. Okay, anyway. I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. I have never done that, just saying. I'm usually good about that. Anyway, you claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. I know! I love her so much. Anyway, so it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe, is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage. Ah! Wait, you can't do that! There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handguns and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah! Hands off, pal. Just show it to us already. Yow! Annual bonus check within. $5 total, except there is no check inside. You've had your luck, now give it back, pal! It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know? So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back! There's the thunder rumble. You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either? Is that also correct? Yep, not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself, huh? Oh. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. It's really freaking loud. Hey, can you calm down over there? Yes, I'm yelling at the weather. Fantastic! This is great. This is just what I need. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. know, right? Sorry, I got a little louder. I don't know if you guys can hear the splashing rain in the back. Heck, you! Bye! How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. I'm gonna throw a freaking pillow. Anyway. Yeah, I thought so. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Maybe we should arrest the girl? She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. Hang on, just a sec. I'm gonna go see if I can figure something out to get this to quiet down a little. I know I can't do anything, but I could try and see if I can, like, I don't know, shove a pillow in front of it. Milo, get away from my camera. Okay, well I just turned my AC on, so hopefully it won't be so bad. Milo just walked in my room. Anyway, I believe I've asked all that I need out of this man. Now, for Detective Bad and the judge, we have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Franziska? Okay, I need to go out to the hallway. Milo, what are you doing? I'm gonna go look out the window, even though it's raining. Did it finally calm down? For a good minute, probably. Down a bit. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm not Von Karma's why? And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see, Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by... that's him. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Ms. Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh, very well then. I shall call you Ms. Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes? What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Alright, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. I stumble over my words way too much. Maybe I'm just talking too much or too fast. One of the two. I cannot figure out good lighting for right now because it's too dark in my room to not have a light on, but it's too light in my room for my little light, and it looks weird. Anyway, I'll just suck it up and deal with it. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. I'm gonna turn my stuff down now. It stopped raining a little bit. Investigation time. Woo! Okay, we're gonna go ahead and talk to the judge first, though. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Do you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well. You may continue with your testimony. Hang on. I'm dying over here. Not even halfway through yet. Well, I'm already dying. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Yo, Shadow, you good? Okay. Oh, I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Yeah, whatever. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you could take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. I'm not gonna die. Don't worry about it. I just kind of almost died. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. This is awkward. Anyway, when I was going into the restroom, that detective, the 𝙬𝙬𝘍, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murder occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. Excuse you. Sorry, I got a little, disagreement there. I wish they were more like judges in this game. Oops, sorry. Sometimes I can't control my volume. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Okay, we're gonna go talk to Detective Bad now. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. I love his theme. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective 𝙬𝙬𝘍's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective 𝙬𝙬𝘍 to come down here. Faraday, that guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it. Close enough. Okay, his face, though. Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I'm trying to get the dog hair off my screen. I think I did it. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective 𝙬𝙬𝘍 to stay on guard, Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he had dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all of that take place? Let's see, I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected. You and we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is 𝙬𝙬𝘍. It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. Detective Bat, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. My computer just did a weird thing. Anyway, how much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug, who was just walking around in the hall, and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does, little miss. I am about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else. You wave that thing around anymore? And I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You wouldn't dare. Haha. Just joking. Poor girl. Detective Bad is really something if he can make Francisca behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? Time. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't gonna show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing. I get the sense that he is someone investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us. However, may I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Alright. We're done here. We're time to go examine some stuff. Also, can I just scream at look at her? She's so freaking cute anyways. Enough of that. Let's just go ahead and start examining things. It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. Well, no duh! Okay. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk, 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do till the end of these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if the Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Why does it matter? Okay. Let's go ahead and bring down the bottom screen here. Okay, never mind then. We're just gonna back out of here. And go examine the window. I want to stop. I'm not reading that anymore. Because I have read it so many times. Yes, I read it so many times yesterday. What is this? My dog is sitting at the end of my bed. He's like wanting to come down, but he's not sure if he should. You wanna come down? It's a pink colored piece of trash made of rubber. Lay down. Good boy. Okay. I've got my doggo now. He's like right up against me. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there's a litter running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable. Eck! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Sassy goodness. Come back down here. Examine the cactus. I said that really weird. It's like, I don't even know. It sounded like I said, never mind. What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of this cactus's needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on the windowsill is completely related. Oh, well then, I look forward to your explanation on how it exactly is related. Okay, let's go back down here. We're gonna pan down. Look at it, ants. Hi, Shadow. Here. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Ooh, that detective, he claims not a single ant slipped by him. I forgot to go back up here. And yet here is a whole hill of them. My bad. What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Why? Miles Edgeworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. It's a handprint, guys. It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Oh, God. Yeah. The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame! Calm down, Franziska. Now, take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. We're gonna go ahead and hop into logic mode, which is the coolest part of this game. Okay, let's see, we're gonna go ahead and these bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have been from a... Oh my god, I can't speak. Come on. You got it. My dog opened my door. Okay. Let's try this again. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine... Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. 2 for $6? Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits are found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Oh, Ugh, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction? Where? I'm thinking another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I already know. I already know. Goodness. You guys remember that he said he only had $5? Yeah. Go ahead and deduce that. And I want to go ahead and present that. Eureka! I need to turn that up every time that's about to happen because it's perfect. About Detective Gumshoe's finances, he said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his percentage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how? I already know how. Okay, we're gonna go back into logic mode now. Oops. Okay. And those. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes? Woo! Investigation complete. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. Alright, Francisco, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know? We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before a von Karma. Silence in the courtroom, silence, I said. The studio prosecutor recommended my man for court. I don't really... You did, but you bit your tongue again, didn't you? Ahem. As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well then, your testimony, if you please. What I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There is a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh! I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Oh my god. Oh, hi, Milo. He's standing right outside my door, like, what's going on? Come here. I got a piece of string somehow. I don't know where it came from, but it could be his now. What was the finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection when someone is giving testimony? Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must be always be vigilant. For example, I myself never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people might say is pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me? What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know that the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh, well that's good. But who was it? We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench, namely Detective 𝙬𝙬𿐬's fingerprints. Not happy with committing this murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. Milo, come here. There you go. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench. And Detective 𝙬𝙬𿐬's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. Oops. As evidence, I submit that Francisca here was unable to see out of that window. Go! I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Okay, but she's like the same height as me, so that's offensive. I'm just kidding. There goes thunder again. Rumble, rumble, rumble. But basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then... It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective 𝙬𝙬𿐬 would effectively disappear from sight. What? Don't you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proved that Detective 𝙬𝙬𝐬 was in the hallway the entire time. Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! Is there something of value that you'd like to say? Yes, actually, there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time. Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in perfect investigation, right? Bum, bum, bum. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. How's that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor. Could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Eek. I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. I am so sorry. Someone decided to call me in the middle of my live stream. But I don't know. I didn't know who it was, so don't ask. This is something I don't have to read. I read it yesterday. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Sorry. Honestly, I'm looking through my mentions, not my mentions on Twitter, but like I looked up my username on Twitter, like my YouTube username, and I wanted to see who's talking about me. A lot of them are my own likes from like MEP parts and stuff. And there was one that was like, people are like, I can't watch her videos by myself the whole night, and I'm like, oh, you could. Anyway, as we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. And about maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened? Yes, that sounds about right. Oops. Just as I expected. What were you expecting? And I demand to know what all that all-knowing smile is for. But of course, Twitter isn't loading all the way. Your Honor, that statement that you just made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. Alright, if you insist. I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Again, I've been overruled. Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. What do you mean by that? You claim you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Oof! Mr. Whatever, I'm not reading that. Instead of biting your tongue, whatever that said. Eek! And there's the thunder again. So glad we're almost done. I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Franziska. Don't talk back to me unless you want me to. I want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a stepladder to accomplish that. Mr. Edgeworth, my ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear you just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were ready to reconvene. How would you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it clear as day. Bang! A loud sound of a gunshot. The sound of the gunshot we keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I never I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record. Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony! What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there is no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? think I said enough, that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What utter trickery is this? I keep cracking the plastic on my... Like, okay. That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth, but if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true, one doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. Oh, it's really cool. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. I know that giving testimony can be such a difficult thing to do. What have I done? I have Detective 𝙬𝙬 a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released. Wait, there are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request permission to further question Detective 𝙬𝙬. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well, bailiff, please bring Detective 𝙬𝙬 into this courtroom. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Ow. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal, I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective 𝙬𝙬. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective 𝙬𝙬, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he's completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just part of the investigation. And Milo's working on my computer. He just muted my microphone on my computer, but it's okay, because I'm not using it right now. Come here, Milo. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yow! My whip will object loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I gotcha, pal. Looking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony. I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. You still sing in the same tired tune. In that case, I just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it is not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway. Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well then, and what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know! It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch! Oh. Detective 𝙬𝙬, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? And is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Ouch! But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close. Yeah. I have an objection. What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench? Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. Eek! I promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? Let's get down to business. Sorry. About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that were really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Eck! Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how did you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Ouch! It appears that Francisca's what can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought myself a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me. So I don't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for mine. But but that's all I'm sorry for. You got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Huh? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal. Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of the present pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Huh? Remind me again, pal. The vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Ooh. Let me ask again. Oh my god. Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? I told you I bought it myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there's no one who could help me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct? As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? What? How? Me too. What proof do I have that there must have been someone else there in the hallway? Hey, you showed that to me 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under mistaken the impression that I bought this pack of rolls. But if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief! I would never do such a thing. All you lies are the same. You start out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe that you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh! There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Oh, he said. It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name, and it's Kay! Kay what? Kay Faraday! Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm Kay! Okay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially in a hard nut to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Okay. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Rah! I love her. Just saying, I love her. I'm making sure I'm talking to the right person. Now then, Kay. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. This thing again. I love her theme song, by the way. Can we just sit here and adore it? Okay, that's enough. Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll! It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy. Oh my. Your father, he's... Ah! Did you say another word, pal? She doesn't know yet! Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking about Dad. He's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect her. Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this house when I was a young child. Oh no! A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound fetters deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since the incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me, this child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and just dry your little eyes. My cravat, don't blow your nose on that. I feel better now, thanks. Oh my god. Okay, are you going to be alright? Yep, I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ha! It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth, after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francesca's sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Dude, that hurt. Ow. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss. Oh, I want to be a... You've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. Why? Oh my god, she's so precious. It appears to be an exchange. Water break, hang on. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try. Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too. Yeah, you're really cool, too, Gummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too. Yes, the next 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝙄𝘼𝙇 testimony. You almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. 𝙬𝙗 is not a bad man, okay? I love acting like little kids. I know that sounds like wrong, but anyway. That poor judge, he's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective 𝙬𝙗 are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it that you ran into Detective 𝙬𝙗 earlier? Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw 𝙬𝙗 standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while. And then we went on our own ways. That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right? You got me! I told you to stop picking on 𝙬𝙗, mister! Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. A handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah! Thanks a bunch for doing that, mister! Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why... Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest? Yo! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your roughly thing. Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. But Daddy said never take things from a stranger. Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Now then, Detective 𝙬𝙗. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear. That you were with little Kay in the hallway. Oh. Grr! I told you to stop being mean to 𝙬𝙗! Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's... well... 𝙬𝙗, don't tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why. So what was Detective 𝙬𝙗's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. My sister just sent me a message on Discord. I need to answer it. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here is what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective is lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. I love the way he says that, honestly. Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook? How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective 𝙬𝙗 heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. Sorry. Sisters talking to me on Discord. What a foolishly foolish fool's fool. A foolish reason for a fool. Yow! 𝙬𝙗, you lied because of me, didn't you? Her sentence made no sense. I'm like, because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why. 𝙬𝙗! At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? I'm supposed to fix it. Guess there's no beating you. Okay, I'll spill the goods. I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting... Hang on, I didn't really text my sister. Hang on. I was getting really hungry and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all that cash you had on you was $5 and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in the machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay, showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 in coins. So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me, so you didn't really get it from me, you know? He told me it'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Sorry if my hand gets in the way, my computer's like right behind it. I'm gonna mute this because my sister's working on something. And indeed. Detective, I take it you sat down on the bench and ate rolls together? Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolates. I'll never forget as long as I live, pal. The sweet... yep, never mind that already. Anyway, okay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting up high on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once I forgive you. But then that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of this. Wow, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy his other balloon. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is clear of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty. Which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. I forgot that's what I said. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Ms. Yu. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, what do we have here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child in. What? Miss Callisto, you... That girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know, so what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right. However, as long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but... You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. But the investigation's far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law, then you allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes to your negligence. Ooh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Carmel. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective 𝙬𝙬 will be formally charged under all the circumstantial evidence. The investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective 𝙑𝙑 were at the time of the crime, lobby number 1. Alright, that's it for the stream today. I had quite a bit of time. Towards the end of it, I started getting really into it. And I'm really happy of how this went. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's kind of shorter than yesterday, but again, some parts are shorter than others. I hope you guys had fun today, and I know I did, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.